What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for the second half of Sistas on BT. This is season 7. This is episode 13, you guys, and this episode is titled Next Level. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, need you guys to do me that solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Sistas, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, we open up with Karen. And I was like, oh, for the love of God. Why am I looking at Karen on my television screen? God, I wish Karen had went up in that when the salon had burnt up. I really do. Because Karen is just, here's the thing to the Karen stands. We're not tussling, you guys. We're not going to tussle behind Karen. Karen is, y'all know what I've said before about Karen. I still stand on what I feel about Karen. That Karen is miserable. Let's just be real with each other. She is. So Miss Lisa showed up to Karen's place. Miss Lisa is Karen's saving grace, because if it wasn't for Miss Lisa, I don't think I could tolerate Karen at all. I couldn't tolerate Karen any less than I already don't tolerate her. But Miss Lisa is just, a sweet person. I don't know how she gave birth to Karen or where she went wrong with Karen, but whatever. So Karen is letting Miss Lisa know that everything is okay with the babies and that, she got the DNA test results, right? And so Miss Lisa said, is Zach, asking her who's the father, right? And she tells her that it's both Zach and Aaron's baby. So Miss Lisa thinks that this is a good thing because, both of the fathers are going to be good, are good men. And I was like, I get you, Miss Lisa, but I also don't like the fact that we still have to see Aaron around. I'm just like, fudge. Aaron is so annoying. I can't stand Aaron. So Karen says, but Mama, you know what this make me look like? I was like, I do. It makes you look like a HOE or HOE or HO, whichever one you want to say. It makes her look like that. She said it made me look like a slut. I was like, hello, Blanche Devereaux. Now, all jokes aside, does it really make her look like a? Who doesn't make her look like? That's a question for you guys. Let me know. Do you guys think that makes Karen look like a slut? That she's having twins with two different men? I don't know if it make you look slutty, because at least you know who the fathers. At least you know who the fathers are. It would be a different situation if you say, okay, I'm pregnant by two different men, but I was with multiple men and I don't know who the father is. Now that would be a little bit of a slutty thing, right? But I mean, it can happen, right? It doesn't make Karen look slutty because she wasn't in a committed relationship with Aaron at the time. They were trying to work on a relationship when she had sex with Zach in that broom closet. And he wasn't really with Fatima at the, they weren't official at the time. So I don't think it makes her look slutty, but you guys can definitely tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Now, while she was talking to Miss Lisa, Zach ended up calling her, right? So then we move back over to that little, that weasel, Gary. I just was like, Andy, shut up and let Fatima shank this nigga. But he, remember, when the first half of the season ended, remember what happened with Penelope, right? So that's when Andy's whole thing is, she's asking him, where's Penelope? What happened to Penelope? I was like, sis, I don't even think you really want to know the answer to that question, but if you keep asking, you're not going to like what you find out. So he told her that Penelope is fine because she was like, she's not answering my phone calls. And he was like, well, maybe it's because, she either sees right through you or she's just throwing one of her little tantrums where she doesn't answer her phone, right? So then he told both of them bitches to get out of his office and before it get ugly. And Fatima was like, Gary, nobody's afraid of you. I was like, exactly. So so Andy was like, okay, let's go, Fatima, let's go. We'll go to the police. He was like the law under his breath, right? And so as Andy was walking out of the office, she noticed a little blood splatter on, I don't know if it was on the walls or what. I was like, Andy, you are so stupid. You're an attorney. You're a fucking. Now, I know she's not a criminal attorney. I get that. But my God, today, girl, that is evidence right there. Why not say, because Gary's back was to you, take a picture of the shit, bitch. Like, God. That's the other part about this show. Because sometimes these girls get on they're frustrating and they do stupid stuff. That was stupid, Andy. That was stupid. We'll pause here and we will move forward, you guys. Now, we move back over to Karen, right? So remember, I told you that Zach called her and Ms. Lisa told Karen to answer the phone. And so she answered the phone. Zach asked her if she got the results. She said yes, that she got the results. He was like, okay, so what are the results? She says, well, can you come over tomorrow and I'll let you know in person? He was like, okay, cool. So then after she hung up with Zach, Ms. Lisa told her, well, you need to call Aaron up now too. And so now we move back over with Andy and Fatima. So, Andy and Fatima, they're driving, and Andy told Fatima that they need to go to the police. And Fatima was like, but we don't have anything to give to the police. And she was like, I saw blood on the wall. And I was like, but Andy, you also didn't take picture of said blood on the wall. So you still have nothing to give to the police. My God, today, girl. And, Fatima's like, but she's carrying his baby. Do you think that Gary would hurt her? He absolutely would. He absolutely would. So Fatima feels that Andy should call Jordan and let Jordan know what's going on, so that way Jordan can file a police report. And I was like, okay, cool. Then we move over to Tamara. So Tamara is texting with Gary. Gary is talking about bending her over his desk and going to pound town on her. I was like, as much as I don't like Hayden, even I feel bad for him with this situation. His so-called best friend is trying to bone his girl. My God, today. So then when Hayden comes in, Tamara wants to play the loving, doting wife. I was like, girl, if Hayden believes this shit, he's really stupid, because the girl, you can definitely tell that she's acting. You can definitely tell she's putting on the act, the baby this and the baby that. It's like, that doesn't even seem like it's coming natural for you, but okay. So then Hayden got a call from Ms. Marie asking where was his co-counsel, because she's been trying to reach out to Andy, right? But Andy's nowhere to be found. So then she says she wants to have a meeting with them. And I was like, what time of the night is this that this old lady is like? See, here's my thing with Ms. Marie. I don't like this character. I really, truly don't. Ms. Marie is a no for me, because the fact that she is calling them all times of the night to try to get, talk about her case, baby, that would be a hefty retainer if she thinks that I'm gonna be readily available for her. So he's gonna leave to go see Ms. Marie, and Tamara texts Gary that she's on her way. I was like, damn, bitch, you didn't even waste no time, huh? You just said, fuck it. He gone, I'm out. But whatever. So next up, you guys, we got Andy. So, Andy, girl, I could slap you. I could really slap the shit out of you, because you did something so stupid. So, now, yes, I get it. Jordan called her. He was on the business. He was doing business, right? But you sat there and literally said to that man that it can wait. The conversation that you want to have with him can wait. I was like, it can wait. His sister is potentially deceased, and his niece or nephew, but it can wait. Girl, I would slap Andy too. I would just slap her. Then we move over to Tamara. Baby, that heifer hightailed her ass down to Gary's office in a different color dress. And lo and behold, he bent her right over that desk. I was like, girl, are you playing him or are you really into creepy, scary Gary? Ugh. Whatever. Next up, we see Fatima, right? So Fatima was feeding Michael, and Zach let her know that, hey, I talked to Karen. Now, am I the only person that caught this? Because when Karen was talking to Ms. Lisa, I could be wrong, but I thought when Karen was talking to Ms. Lisa, it was nighttime because it was nighttime. But Zach said that Karen had just called him and told him she has the results and that she wanted him to come over. But this was the next morning when Fatima is getting ready for work. There was a little bit of a disconnect right there because I was listening to that scene. I was like, Zach, she called you last night. But okay, the writers made a mistake with that. I guess that's okay. So Zach let her know that he's going over to Karen's crib, right? She's like, oh, I'm coming too. I was like, Fatima, I get it. You are as much a part of this equation, but let's stay away from that crazy heifer. Let's just stay away from Karen real quick. So next up we see Danny. So Danny is on the phone with, she calls Sabrina, right? And she asks Sabrina if she talked to her jealous, pregnant friend. And I was like, exactly. So Sabrina feels that Danny owes Karen an apology. And I was like, for what? This is what I have for Karen, right? An apology? And she's like, but Danny, you know she's pregnant. Is that an excuse for her rudeness? Because here's my thing with Karen, right? And if you guys go back and watch the reviews from the first half of the season, I was on Karen's side when it came to how the girls were when it came to Fatima, right? I didn't like them. It was like they were sneaking around being friends with Fatima. But also on top of that is Karen has no real legitimate reason to have an issue with Fatima. It ain't like she got with Zach and you were together with Zach. You had broken up with Zach. You were done with Zach. Actually, when you got with her, when he got with her, you thought that man stole the money from you. So, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But Danny told her, hey, you know what? When I get off of work, maybe I'll call him. Maybe I'll stop by. I would have told Sabrina to kiss my ass. For real, for real. We'll pause here and we'll move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, we have Fatima going into Andy's office, right? And she's asking Andy if she's heard anything from Penelope. So Andy told her, haven't heard anything from her. Call her phone, it goes to voicemail. And she also hasn't told Jordan anything. I was like, girl, you went to bed last night and woke up this morning and still ain't tell your man that his sister might be kicking up daisies, swimming with the fishes. Oh, okay. While they talking, in walks Hayden's ass, right? So he's telling Andy that, he had that impromptu meeting with Ms. Marie, and she was like, why didn't you call me? He said, we did, but you couldn't be found, right? So then he said, you should be expecting a call from Ms. Marie. And as they were talking, the phone rings, and it was Ms. Marie. Now, during business hours, I'm fine with her, wanting her case worked on, right? But after hours, baby, fuck you. And Ms. Marie would probably fire me because I would tell her that in no uncertain terms. It's like, Ms. Marie, I don't have a problem with you calling me during office hours, but on my personal time, sis, it don't work like that. It don't work that way. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Andy's going to kowtow to that lady, and I don't know why. Now, Sabrina is over at the bank giving herself trying to give herself her injections, but she couldn't, right? Then we hear Maurice and this girl named Carrie getting into it, who he called Bald Spot Becky. And I hollered. So the reason why they were arguing is because Maurice drank her diet soda. I was like, diet soda? He told her, you don't need no soda. You need water. Your skin is screaming for it. I was cracking up because you can look at that lady's face and see that she was trying her hardest not to break character because he was hilarious. And then we move over to the salon, right? And so we see Pam. So, dare I say, her acting has gotten better? Dare I say, Pam's acting has gotten a little bit better. So we see Trey. So Trey is over there installing the cameras in Karen's salon, and like I said, him and Pam, they just having a good old conversation with each other, and it really wasn't much to it, you guys. Where are we at? Where are we at? Because I scrolled to see how far we are, how much longer I got in this review, and I lost my place. I lost my place. Oh, sweet Jesus. Let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, Danny. Danny girl. I'm going to need you to run, not walk away from Tony, because I said it the first half of this season, and I'll stick with it. There's something about that man that I don't trust and I don't like. And I did see the clips for what's to come this season, right? And the fact that I believe this man is still married, Danny, what the fuck, girl? What the fuck? Run, Danny, run. So then Tony asked Danny to watch his kids because he got a meeting that he got to go to. I would have been like, say, what now? Do who? Watch what? Your kids? No, sir. I just met your kids. Your kids are not coming to my house for me to watch them. Why don't you take them little bad rugrats to the restaurant with you? But nope, Danny said sure. I was like, girl, you stupid. So then we see Maurice. So he did confirm to Sabrina that he took that woman's diet soda because his sugar was low. And Sabrina's telling him, like, Maurice, you can't keep doing that. Like, they're going to think that you're back because of me. He said, I am back because of you. She was like, but we can't let them think that. I was like, well, girl, they already think it, so it is what it is. Now we move over to Zach. So he was on his way to Karen's house, right? And Fatima called him, and she's on her way too. So Zach is letting Fatima know, like, yo, when you get there, don't come with the Vaseline and the sneakers. And also, he was about to tell her to leave her gun at home, but she hung up the phone. I was like, don't Karen have a gun too? So if Karen got one, then Fatima can have one. Like, and then my thing is it whenever shit happens between Fatima and Karen, it's never Fatima that starts it. It's always that raggedy heifer, Karen. Let's just be real about the situation. If you like Karen, you like Karen, but you got to be real about it. What has Fatima really done to start anything with Karen? Just asking a question. Let me know. If I missed something, if I forgot something, y'all feel free to tell me. But I don't think I forgot anything, because I don't think I forgot anything. But again, y'all can definitely tell me. So Jordan called up Andy, right? And he asked her, had she heard from his sister? She said, no, haven't heard from her. So then he said he called Gary and he'll go by there. So Andy told him, like, yo, don't do anything stupid when it comes to Gary. I was like, well, you obviously have. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll pause here and wrap up this episode, you guys. All right, you guys. So, the best part of this episode. So, Karen went to her door, right? And when she opened the door, she saw Fatima standing there. And Zach was like, no. She deserves to be here as much as anybody else, right? So, Zach asked her for the results, and Karen says, nope, because we have a special guest coming. So, there was a knock at the door. And then we moved over to Maurice and Grayson. Y'all, I'm gonna breeze through Maurice and Grayson. It wasn't much of the scene with Maurice and Grayson. They were supposed to meet up somewhere. Grayson mentioned something about a young tender picking him up. Maurice told him to bring his ass to his apartment. When Grayson got to Maurice's apartment, Grayson asked Maurice to be exclusive with him. That is it. That is all with those two. Wrapped it up with a nice little tight bow. Now we move over to Danny, right? So well, we move over to the knock on Karen's door. It was Danny there, right? Saying that she needed to talk to Karen. And then she came and said, oh, Zach, Fatima, hey girl, hey boo, your hair looks good. Thank you. So, what y'all doing here? And they were like, Fatima was like, the DNA test. She was like, oh, so you took my advice. And they were like, your advice? And literally both Karen and Fatima said what at the same time. So Danny said, yeah, I told him to get the DNA test. And so Fatima was like, but I thought you and I had already agreed on that. And Karen said, and I thought you were asking me to do it because of Fatima. Zach says, yes, you and I did agree on the DNA test, but I was still on the fence. And with you, I've been told you that Fatima was not the reason that I was asking for the DNA test, right? So Karen feels that Danny stabbed her in the back. Girl, okay, it is what it is. At least you know. At least you know. The more you know, right? The more you know. Now, back over with Andy. Andy is skirting back and forth with telling Jordan what's going on with Penelope, and it was getting on my nerves. I'm like, spit it out, Andy, goddammit, spit it out. Just spit it out. So she finally told him that Penelope's missing, that she thinks that Gary may have something to do with it. And she told him about how Gary was when she went to his office. So now he wants to go down to the police department. And she's like, I'm coming with you. I was like, you should have spit it out. You should have told him when he called you on the phone last night. But whatever, Andy, whatever. Now, we finally got the special guest. And the special guest at Karen's house was none other than, you guessed it, Aaron. I was like, God, this man just won't go away. So Andy, actually no, we've already talked about that. Zach asked Karen, what this clown doing here? And so Karen finally goes ahead and admits it to them that, hey, Zach, you're the father of my baby, but Aaron, you're also the father of my baby. Everybody's like, say, what now, girl? Huh? Run that back. She said, yep, it's a rare occasion. It's rare, but it happened. I was like, girl, it's because you had sex with Aaron and then you had sex with Zach in that goddamn broom closet. Whatever. That is it. So Danny was getting ready to leave and Karen was like, Danny, don't tell the girls. Like, the only people who knows are the people that's in this room. And I was like, okay. You know they're going to ask the questions, but whatever, Karen. So you just going to sit there and lie? Well, you know what? Never mind. It is Karen. So then we get over to Danny's place. Mr. Tony, you should have took Cain and Abel with you to that restaurant. Because them kids, I just don't see it for his kids. Especially his daughter. Little sticky fingers helper. That little helper asked, Miss Danny, what are these? It was some handcuffs, right? And she was like, it's a game that me and your daddy play. And she was like, what game is that? She's like, you know what, ask your daddy. So Tony came and got his badass kids, right? And that was that. Now, the crux of this episode was that manipulative ass, scheming ass, lying ass, treacherous ass Gary. This mother done went down to the police station trying to imply that Andy did something to Penelope because she is jealous and she wants him back. Nigga, didn't she break up with you? Right? Okay. Whatever, Gary. Whatever, Gary. Go away from me with this fat man. Y'all, I can't say Gary. But yeah, you guys, we're back for season 7B, I guess you would say. The second half of season 7. Let me know if you guys watched the episode, what your thoughts were in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. And share the video, you guys. Until the next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.